Awaken to the Night by Canella Charles. The calypsos of the birds outside were muffled by the curtains of the Edward twins' bedroom as Rupert Edward pushed aside his bed covers and ascended towards his brother's bed mischievously. He was up to no good as usual, attempting to scare his brother out of bed, and by blurting out a single name, succeeded in his boisterous plan. "What happened, Robert? What make you so jumpy?" he asked, snickering devilishly. "You have plenty nerves," Roger said out of breath, trying to conceal his tears. "You well know that I'm afraid of the boogeyman." "Me? It's not me make him come up here at night time," Rupert reveled. "Mama Esther!" Robert cried out, tears flowing. In no time, their grandmother entered their bedroom door to be greeted by a tearful Robert. "Why be this time, Rupert? What trouble making you up to?" she said as she held Robert, trying to calm him. Esther Edward was the only living person who could distinguish between her identical grandsons. Mama Esther, as her grandsons called her, was a round woman and a strong believer in God. She had been helping their ever-so-busy father, Ron Edward, to raise them ever since their mother, Victoria, died shortly after giving birth to their mirror twins. Mama Esther loved and treated her only grandchildren as though she had birthed them. Their father was always too busy to raise them himself and usually traveled abroad on business trips. Esther could tell them apart anywhere, back, front, even before they spoke. She truly knew her boys well, even when one had been sad or the other naughty. "Me ain't do the fraidy cat nothing, Mama Esther." "He lie," yelled Robert. "All right, enough of that from the two of you. Rupert, go in my room and read the whole of chapter 6 in Ephesians." "Mama Esther, ma don't talk," she ordered, still comforting Robert as the other brother stormed to his grandmother's room. Radiance of a few rays from the sun seeped through the bedroom windows and danced on the walls. The abundance of sunlight had been occluded by the abundance of lofty trees, which shielded the barely seen house in the vast countryside. "He called out the boogeyman name when I still asleep. I'ma wake up," Robert said, still sobbing. "Last night, me hear he by the window." "Hush with your nonsense now. Ain't no such thing as the boogeyman. I don't know what make you always make your brother get the best of you." "But Mama Esther, me hear him make noise outside by the window." "You listen to me, see? Maybe at the branches pan the tree by your window when the wind a blow, or the fruit bats a fly at night," she suggested and smiled at him. "Bats?" He shivered with open eyes. "That's what Rupert said the boogeyman turned into a night." "Nothing tall go so. The fruit bats harmless. The only thing them bite are fruit. Not are we," she said, assuring him. He agreed with a nod, but in his mind, his brother's exaggerated tales were still lurking. Since school was closed for the summer, the twins spent the course of their days on their own activities. Rupert, being bolder, but far more mischievous and more adventuresome, usually went about his day as a nuisance, while Robert, the more responsible one for an 8-year-old, helped his grandmother do most of the tasks in and around the house. As the summer sounds droned on that day, Robert assisted his grandmother in tending to her garden along with a few other chores. Rupert's schedule consisted of torturing a neighbor's cat, dismembering a bird's nest, and other terrible duties. Later in the night, when the boys finished praying and retired to bed, their grandmother slightly opened the window shutters to allow some of the night's cool atmosphere into the room. The nocturnal creatures blossomed to the quartered moon that shined through the windows, investing everything in the room with a calm, unnatural luminosity. A pair of short, broad wings extended to take flight as a grayish-brown figure fluttered along with squeaks of navigation towards an array of fruit trees. Unaware of a stalking owl, the solitary bat almost became prey to the clutching claws of the night bird. Instead, it got injured and found sanctuary by a nearby window ledge at the twins' bedroom. There was a soft thud on the floor, with an alarming squeak which startled and woke both boys. Rupert jumped out of bed, then turned on the light without hesitation, and found, to their surprise, a wounded bat active on the bedroom floor. Fear came after both boys like a shadow as they bellowed for their grandmother. To her amazement, when she hastily entered their room, both boys were crying and nestled on one bed, pointing to where the uproar began. She then glanced in the direction of the wide-eyed bat. "All this racket over a little bat?" she asked soothingly as she approached her grandsons with open arms. "It ain't no Jumbi or the boogeyman, and it more scared of you than you is of it." "No, it come from eating somebody. That away the blood come from," Rupert stammered. "No, baby, it looked like it hurt." "Is not the boogeyman?" Robert asked with some relief. "No, it's not no fable of the boogeyman. Maybe at this same bat there window the other night." Rupert reflected on how ridiculously he had reacted and apologized for teasing his brother about always being scared easily. They both learned a valuable lesson that night and shared an inseparable bond from then on.